What's up, guys? Pyromaniac720 here, and I have for you round 2 from the West Hartford Premier Challenge from January. My opponent was Jerry Sandiford, also known as Mandingo, and he had a pretty standard team. Actually looked a lot like Angel Miranda's team. He used to win a PC. So we're going to get right into it. So the things that stood out to me on his team, he had the Clefable, he had Swampert and Salamence, so I was assuming that it was a support Swampert like Angels. So he actually leads with Swampert and Salamence. And I lead Suicune Lopunny. It's kind of like my go-to lead for this team because it provides fake-out pressure and tailwind pressure, which is always nice. So turn 1, I of course just go for that. I just go for the fake-out and go for the tailwind. Not that Lopunny needs the tailwind here because, of course, Lopunny is base 135 speed, while Salamence is only base 120, so of course I know that since I'm max speed, I outspeed any Salamence. But Salamence does protect, which I kind of expected, but I didn't really want to risk it, because if it didn't protect, then, you know, any flying attack, whether type of voice or double edge, is going to easily OHKO Salamence, or easily, from Salamence, is going to OHKO Lopunny. As the Icy Wind comes out, Lopunny actually avoids it, which is nice, but I don't think it mattered, because, of course, I still would have been essentially +1. So this was a big turn in the match, this next one. My Lopunny carries Ice Punch, so of course I go right in for the Ice Punch onto the Salamence. And my opponent wide guards because he expected me to Icy Wind. I asked him after. And so the Ice Punch comes out, and I know it's not going to KO at -1, but I actually get a crit. And the crit did matter because I know that at -1 I don't KO. I'm pretty sure I'm not guaranteed to KO it even at even. I did double up into it anyway, so as long as I outsped, which actually I do believe I outspeed because his ment, as you'll see in later videos, is modest. So, I mean, Suicune would outsped anyway. So now we see Bisharp come in, and Bisharp does protect. And I think the protect was kind of obvious, but I didn't want to risk it once again. And I just scalded right into the Swampert. And as you see, Swampert just goes for Earthquake, which it's stab, but I mean, I don't think it's very heavily invested. I don't think regular Swampert has very high attack. I'm not sure, but as you see, it barely hurt my Suicune at all. But this is nice, though, because now I can get Bisharp off the field. I can just double right into it with Low Kick and Scald. So he ends up Sucker Punching Lopunny, which does an okay amount of damage. And Life Orb doesn't activate, so I just assume Sash, and it is. Because, I mean, it's pretty much the only 2 items I see on Bisharp ever. And then Suicune Scald comes out and knocks out the Bisharp. So at this point now 4-2, and I believe I still have 1 turn of Tailwind left, although it doesn't really matter because, I mean, I think everything I have in the back is pretty fast if I remember correctly. And of course I still have Suicune, and Suicune's essentially at full health, and that Swampert really can't touch Suicune whatsoever. As you saw, the Earthquake did pretty minimal damage. As my Tailwind peters out this turn. So I send in my Cobalion. As his Terrakion comes out. And of course, I don't know what his Terrakion's running. I'm assuming that it's Jolly, and I don't want to risk the speed tie, so I just go for the Protect and the Tailwind, and he actually ends up protecting too. So I guess he also thought I was going to go into him. As Swampert goes for the... And also he Icy Winds to try and slow down the Terrakion. So I know his Terrakion isn't Sash, so I know that unless he gets off a double Protect here, I'm in really good shape, because I can just close combat it and one-hit KO it. And then I have a 3v1 versus the Swampert, which, like I said, Suicune's going to take out in a few hits anyway. So we see the close combat going on to the Terrakion, which, like I said, easy one-hit KO for Life Orb, Cobalion. And so at this point I know, I mean, I pretty much knew the match was locked up anyway, unless he had like a Focus Band or a Choppleberry. As Scald goes on to the Swampert, and actually picks up the burn, I believe. Yeah, the crit and the burn, so I mean, any hope he had at that point was over. As he hits Cobalion with a Waterfall, which does actually a respectable amount of damage, but I'm assuming that's because I was at -1 defense from the close combat. So of course I can just close combat here for the win and pick up a nice easy win. And at this point I am now 2-0 in the tournament. And I'm feeling really good about the team because I've had two pretty decisive wins where I wasn't too concerned at any point in the match. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the posting of round 3.